What's up, everyone? Tyler here with Durful, bringing you another cEDH gameplay.
And for today's cEDH gameplay, the unstable commanders are trying to figure out if you can still go fast in cEDH. We are joined by a couple of ladies from my local meta here in Raleigh, North Carolina. We've got Tiny rocking their list for Kinnan, Ponder Prodigy. Grix's Queen is bringing the heat on their pivot list for Rograk and Silas Wren. Durful is gambling on spells with their list for Krark and Sakashima. And Towley is showcasing their list for Etali, Primal Conqueror. And just as a reminder before we start the gameplay, Durful, will be in Nashville, Tennessee next weekend for the Land Go event, providing commentary. If you're in the area and you want to swing by, come by and say hi.
All right, let's fight. Any pre-games? I'm good.
Cool.
Yep, I got nothing.
Cool.
Good luck, have fun. Draw for turn. Play a Scalding Tarn. I'm gonna move to crack it. If you're okay with me shortcutting just to cast this Delighted Halfling, I'm gonna go grab a Tropical Island. That's good. I'm gonna pass the turn while I grab my Tropical Island.
Untap, upkeep, and draw. We will play this Verdant Catacomb, and we will cast Rograk. I will cast a MacDougall, and
Okay.
I will pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, and draw. Volcanic Island is land for turn into everybody's favorite fishy, Mystic Remora. I will go ahead and pass the turn to you, Tally.
Okay, draw. Commercial district. Surveil. I'll keep that on top. Pass.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I will cast Kinnan. That's it. I will ship the turn.
Your end step, I would like to fetch. We'll put this Watery Grave on tap. Untap, upkeep, and draw. I am going to do Shock and a Blood Crypt. I'm going to cast an Arcane Signet. You can draw. Pass.
Untap, upkeep. Yeah, I'll pay for fish. So I'll go ahead and play Training Grounds. I will tap one and attempt to cast a Mana Vault. Yeah, if Mana Vault's good, I'll pass from there.
Untap, upkeep, draw this card that I surveilled, or I looked at least, and I'm gonna cast it. Bop. Gaia's Cradle for land for turn. And I'm still not gonna play what I want to play. Go ahead. Let's see how far Durful will go.
Play a Gemstones Cavern. So I'm gonna cast the Soul Ring, and I will pass.
Untap, upkeep, and draw for turn. We will play this Polluty Duty. I would like to fetch.
That looks like an underground
Nice.
sea. Nice.
Lucy.
I think we're going to do 3. I would like to put a Wheel of Fortune on the deck. I will be discarding a Toxic Daily.
I'm gonna discard a Dramatic Reversal, a Court of Calling, and a Mirage Mirror.
Check this out. This is why I'm so freaking mad you guys convinced me to do this. Lightning Bolt, Sylvan Library, Chrome Mox, Mox Opal, Felwar Stone, and Soul Ring.
You should have fed the fish. Mine's gonna be the most scary. Relic of Legends, Shivan Reef, Misty Rainforest, Scalding Tarn, Snap, Jessica's Will, and Molten Duplication.
I am going to cast a Chrome Mox.
Cool. You got a fish trigger?
I cannot pay.
Alright, I will draw.
I will imprint on it a Necro Dominant. I will tap this for a black and cast a Dark Ritual. You can draw 3 black and 4 for a 1 ring. But I cannot pay for your fish. I will gain protection from everything, and I would like to put a bird account on it, tap it, and draw. I will then say go.
Well, untap, upkeep trigger. We'll let the fish go. Draw. I will play a Mistrise Village. We'll tap my Mana Vault and float 3 colorless. I'm going to use 2 of it for a Krark's Thumb. I'm going to tap down my Training Center for red specifically. We're going to use that other colorless from Mana Vault and attempt to cast a Harmonic Prodigy. That leaves me with a red and a blue that I can use to attempt to cast Sir Krark. I will discard this very lovely island, and then I will attempt to pass the turn.
Upkeep, draw. We're all going to have forests with Fangorn Forest or Yavimaya, Cradle Growth. Green, green, green. Eternal Witness. I'm going to bring back a Lightning Bolt. Yeah, but I'm going to cast it on your Harmonic Prodigy.
Sure would be a shame if someone had a Deflecting Swat in their hand. So, yep, that's going to be 2 triggers. We're going to move to resolve the first Krark trigger. I roll 2 dice, take my pick. Well, both of those are back to hand, so it's definitely going back to hand. I'm going to move to resolve the next Krark trigger. That's an even, so that's going to be a copy. We're going to redirect that Lightning Bolt to Kinnan.
I'm gonna respond. Tap 3. I'm gonna show you an Amphibian Downpour. Storm count is 3. The original is gonna target Krark.
Yeah, we'll cast it again. All right, so that's even, so we'll have a copy. I'll go ahead and redirect that particular trigger to Rugrak. That's an odd, so I'll send it back to hand.
Storm trigger? Yeah, both at Krark.
Swat again. Okay, so that's a copy. So we'll deflect 1, 2 Birds of Paradise, and that's back to hand. So then I'll try again one more time. That's a copy, and that's a back to hand. Kinnan.
Back down to Lightning Bolt. Kinnan will die.
Alright, Jenna, go for it.
Cool, turns passed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play Mistrise Village. I'm gonna play a Chromox pitching an Elvish Spirit Guide. Tap for a blue, cast a Mystic Remora, cast a Finhorn Elves. That's good, I will ship the turn.
Untap. Damage from the One Ring, putting me at 35. I will drop a turn. I will tap the One Ring to draw 2 cards. We will play this City of Traders as my land for turn. We will tap it for 2 colorless, 2 black. I'll float a colorless. I would like to cast a Praetor's Grasp targeting the Dino. That Etali playing Dino.
Yeah.
Trigger
Yeah.
Mystic Remora.
You can draw. Yes, I will get that card. I will miss it.
Here it is.
Yep. We will then use a colorless and this to cast an Underworld Breach.
Trigger
Yep.
Trigger Fish.
You got it. We will step 1, step 2, step 3. I will exile 3 cards from my graveyard. It'll be 2 lands and a Dark Writ. I would like to put a Wheel of Fortune on the deck.
Trigger Fish.
I cannot pay.
I will accept the draw. I'm gonna cast a Veil of Summer.
I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to pay 2 life and show you a mental misstep on that.
Trigger Fish.
I cannot pay.
The stack is going to be so amazing.
I'm gonna
It's
show you
over.
my own mental misstep.
Your misstep will counter my misstep.
Back down to Veil.
I have no further responses to Veil of Summer.
I'm gonna move to draw a card. With the wheel still on the stack, I'm gonna show you a Chain of Vapor targeting Breach.
Yep, I cannot respond to that. Breach will go to hand.
Land, sink, One Ring.
Breach, Chain of Vapor, Demonic Consultation, and Split Strand.
Mana Confluence, Emergent Zone, Heat Shimmer, Mog Salvage, Into the Floodmaw, Submerge, and Deflecting Swat.
Exotic Orchard, Survival, Flare Duplication, Rionia, Shifting Woodland, and Mana Confluence.
I got 7 in hand, and I think I'm just going to key the T.
Alright, so untap, upkeep, trigger. I'll lose a life off of Mana Vault being tapped down. Draw. I'll do a City of Brass. Yep, I'll feed the fish, Mox Opal. You can go ahead and draw. I will tap down 4 and attempt to cast a Treasonous Ogre. Alright, so I will pay 3 life, add 1 red, and then I will lose a life, gaining a blue, and attempt to cast a Born Upon a Wind.
Trigger Fish.
Go for it. So, trigger. Okay, so they're both odd, so that one's going to be a back to hand. And that's an even, so I'll choose to get a copy. I really just wanted to draw a card. Yeah, see, that's blue too. Okay. Yeah, I can't do anything with what I got. All right, cool. All right, so it's going to leave me 6 in hand, and then I will pass the turn to Etali.
I guess during the beginning phase, I'll tap the Fangorn Forest for Crop Rot.
Fish.
Oh, yeah, you're good. And then I'm sacrificing the Yavimaya Cradle as addition to its cost. I'm just gonna get an Ancient Topic because Guy's Cradle's already here. And then I draw for turn. Play Taiga. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna play an Emperor Critter. Fuck it. Squee. Sanctum Weaver taking 2 from the Ancient Tomb. Alright, pass.
On your end step.
No!
Cast Crop Rot, sacking my gemstones. I'm gonna go look for a Super Forest. Untap. Upkeep. I will pay 1 for fish. Move to draw. Breeding Pool's land for turn. Going down to 35. 4. Recast Kinnan. Cast Nature's Rhythm. X equals 3. I'm grabbing Enduring Vitality. I'm gonna move to discard. Discarding a Misty Rainforest and a copy enchantment. I will pass turn.
Untap. Upkeep. I will lose 2, go down to 31. I will tap the One Ring to draw 3 cards. I will draw for turn. We're going to pay 1. I would like to cast a Gamble. You can draw.
Trigger Fish.
Yep, that will be my card. I have 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in hand. 1 is over here. Reroll on 12.
Cool.
Yep.
That's an 11. That is a Pyroblast. I will tap the City of Traders for 2 colorless. I will float 1 colorless and use this Watery Grave to cast a Demonic Suitor.
Trigger Fish.
You can draw.
Yeah, we're gonna show you a force of will.
Trigger fish.
You can have it, and I would exile Born Upon a Wind to do it.
And then you got some triggers.
Yep. So
You see a
evens.
copy. Yeah.
Yeah, evens. I'm gonna do the copy. Point the copy of Force of Will towards Demonic Tutor. Yeah, that's an odd, so I'm gonna send the Force of Will back to hand.
That'll get counted. 1, 2, 3. I would like to put a Jessica's bonus.
Trigger fish.
You can have it.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay 9 life and generate 3 red, and then I will attempt to cast Flare of Duplication. And as an added cost, I will sacrifice the Treasonous Ogre to it.
Trigger fish.
You can have it. All right, so trigger. All right, so there is a copy and an odd, so Flare of Duplication will go back to hand. I too will target Jenna with my Jessica's Will.
Sure.
And then, so that I spent the 3 to cast. You said you had 11 in hand. So that's a Fierce Guardianship,
Ooh.
Chrome Mox, and Arcane Signet.
Is mine good to resolve?
Yep.
Yep.
So 11 red, is that right?
11 red, yep.
Final Fortune,
Oh,
Marsh Flat, and Simian Spirit Guide. I will play my Marsh Flat. That'll trigger City Traders. City Traders will be sacked. We will pass this Paradise Mantle. I will pay for fish. I'll use 1 red to equip Paradise Mantle to my frog. Yeah, I would like to pay a red. I would like to cast a Winds of Change.
Yeah, no, I'll cast Fierce Guardianship.
Trigger fish on fierce.
Go for it.
You got your triggers on the stack before they resolve. I will use a red, go down to 4 red, and I would like to red blast the original here.
Trigger fish.
Yeah.
Force of Will, exiling stock up.
Trigger
Sure.
fish.
Go for it.
I'm gonna discard a Beseiju targeting Kirk's Thumb.
All
Good
right.
on Kirk's Thumb getting destroyed?
No, but yeah, it gets destroyed.
I
Is
can
it
do that.
enter tapped?
Nope.
So Force of Will, that's a copy. We're gonna target the Red Elemental Blast, I believe it was. Then the next one, that's an odds. So the original force would go back to hand. So Red Elemental Blast is countered. All right, now we're down to Fierce Guardianship. First one, evens, it's a copy. So it's gonna remain on its target of wins. And then odds, Fierce will go back to hand.
We'll use 2 red for a Talisman of Creativity. You can
Fish.
I think I will just have to pass from there. Alright, Mana will fizzle, and it's go to you. These will stay in exile.
Untap, upkeep, trigger. I'll lose a life off of Mana Vault, draw. I'm going to play Bloodstained Mire as land for turn. I'm going to go ahead and crack it so I can go fetch out a Steam Vents. I'm actually not going to shock it in. I'll tap with this mountain because I don't think I need the red as much. And then I'm going to tap City of Brass and attempt to play a Felwar Stone.
Trigger fish.
You can have it. But in a shocking twist, I'm just going to pass the turn.
Okay, draw. You know, it's good. Just so that way I don't look like a fool on our gameplays. I will be playing Chunky. I'll take 2 more damage, 6-7. Chunky!
ETB on the stack, or the trigger on the stack, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I would like to fetch 10 mana. Now that I know it's actually in here, I'll grab my Undercity Sewers.
Cool. Surveil.
I will leave that on top.
Tolly flip. Invasion of Ikoria.
Rite of Flame.
Step
Talisman
through.
of Impulse. I guess how I'll stack it is Talisman first, Rite of Flame second, whatever you did Durful, and then Jenna, your spell last.
Fish triggers.
I believe you have 3. Yeah, you could. Yeah, you go for it. Go for it.
Wait, what did Reina reveal?
A Rite of Flame.
So I have 4?
4. Yeah, 4.
Okay, move to draw 4. What's your targets for step through?
I was honestly going to target Harmonic Prodigy.
Okay.
And let's see. Do I want Emperor Critter or do I want Ewit? And then Ewit that. And then the battle. Jenna, you can keep the battle. Let's see here. I got the 2 red. I'm going to tap these 2 for green. And then use 1 of the red to recast Eternal Witness. Because all it's going to grab is this Flare Duplication. I guess for the last one, I'll take 1 damage from this. And just bust out Squeak. And let's see if I could get another turn. Go for it, Jenna.
I don't know.
Go,
we'll see.
Jenna!
You guys have a lot of interaction. Tap 2 to pay for fish. Move to draw for turn. Yeah, okay, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna play an emergent zone for turn. I'm gonna cast an imposter mech. I'm gonna have my own chunky.
Hell yeah! Let's do it!
got a
ETB
deck?
trigger on the sack?
Mox Amber.
Oh fuck, you got Disciple Fraley's.
Brain freeze.
Overmaster.
Cool. I'll cast all 4. Actually, no. I want Brain Freeze on top, followed by Overmaster, followed by Mox Amber, followed by the Disciple. Brain Freeze trigger, I think it's 6. Reyna, I'm gonna mill you for 18. Mox Amber good to resolve, and then I think it was, what was it? Overmaster and Disciple.
Yeah, Overmaster
Yes.
draws you a card.
Cool. I will draw a card. And Disciple, I'm gonna sack my Finhorn Elves to draw a card.
Reference.
I'm gonna tap 3. I'm gonna float 2. Colorless. This is gonna be my colorless counter. Use one of it, cast a Mana Vault.
Yep.
Use the remaining 2 to cast a Felwar Stone.
I am really loving these cards that you're
Thank you.
casting.
Tap 2. I'm gonna cast a Copy Artifact.
Oh,
Oh god, what are you? What are
another
you
chunky!
copying?
I'm gonna, if it resolves, I'm gonna make another Chunky.
Yeah, I don't want you to do that. I move to play Fierce Guardianship, and I'm going to attempt to counter your copy artifact.
You can resolve your card trigger.
Back to hand, I'm gonna play Fierce Guardianship again. Back to hand, I'm gonna play it again. Back to hand, I'm gonna play it again. Ah, there we go. Copy.
There you
So we're gonna
go.
have 2 Fierce Guardianships pointed at the head.
Oh,
of-
I should have drawn 2 cards off that. That was my bad. You casted it, what, twice? Or
Yep.
3 times?
Twice.
Sure, I'm good with Copy Artifact getting countered. 1, 2, 3. I should have a Disciple on field, just as a note. I'm gonna
Yes.
cast a Trophy Mage.
That
Am I good
sucks.
to resolve Trophy Mage ETB?
As much as we don't like it, it sounds like it.
Assault Monolith to hand. We're gonna tap this for a blue. Tap to make uncounterable. Floating a blue mana up here. Tap for 4, floating a colorless. I'm gonna put an uncounterable Basalt Monolith on the stack.
Yes, I mean, I'm going to tap 1, 2. I guess I'm just going to put a snap targeting your Kinnan.
I will show you a pack. Trigger, I do have a fish trigger underneath it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what I do now. So, yeah, I'll pass.
Move to draw a fish. Tap Basalt, move to untap Basalt Monolith. Present a loop of infinite colorless mana. I'm gonna float 1, 2, 3, 4. I should have another creature, that's 5. We're gonna do 5 green. Using 1, cast a Worldly Tutor. I'm gonna go grab Thrasios to the top of my library. Using my infinite colorless mana and the blue floating from here, and 1 green, move to activate Kinnan. Put Thrasios into play. And then I'm going to put 33 Thrasios activations on the stack. Use the 3 green floating, cast an Endurance targeting on my graveyard. We'll do something a little spicy, I guess, because I'm lazy. We're gonna cast a Phyrexian Metamorph. None of you have responses. I'm gonna have it become a Trophy Mage. If that's Mirage Mirror.
Yes.
I'm gonna attempt to cast Mirage Mirror. We're gonna activate Mirage Mirror. The original copy is gonna target Mirage Mirror itself. Then we are going to have it stack. So it goes, I'm gonna have it become, bottom is gonna be, Basalt, Tropical Island, Basalt, Tropical Island. So Tropical Island will be the last thing on the stack. I'm gonna tap this for blue or green. It will become a Basalt Monolith. I will use that infinite colorless mana to move to untap the Basalt Monolith copy, resolving down the stack, making a gazillion blue and green. So with my infinite colored mana, I'm gonna cast a Hullbreaker Horror. I'm gonna cast a Spellskite. I'm gonna bounce Etali to hand. We're gonna cast a Tidespout Tyrant. So I'm gonna cast a, Mox Opal, trigger Hullbreaker, trigger Tidespout. The Hullbreaker Horror trigger is gonna target my Mox Amber, while the Tidespout Tyrant trigger is gonna slowly pick apart every single piece on your board. So you guys are left with no permanents and no lands. I'm gonna then bounce. I'm gonna put a high fate trickster targeting one of my rocks, and on the Hullbreaker hard trigger, I'm gonna once on resolution. I'm gonna use the colored mana to start playing all my creatures. All of the Hullbreaker and Tidespout triggers are gonna go onto one creature. So with pretty much every creature in my deck out, just for time's sake, I'm gonna cast Finale of Devastation. X is 100,000.
Nice.
I'm gonna swing at you guys for 100,000 damage for the game.
Wow. As if, like, she had every single answer. There was no way we were going to get through all of that, even with me gambling.
And for those wondering why I didn't cast Etali the turn before, she was threatening a Mind Break trap since, what was it, the second wheel? I think it was, I think it was Grixis Queen's second wheel. She showed a Mind Break trap to try to stop Durful, but thought, oh, maybe it's a waste, because all you were trying to do was just draw with your board upon a wind. So I was like, yeah, I'm not playing Etali. I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah.
The flip probably would have been nice, but I mean, I wasn't. It was a risky one, and it was cool that she allowed me to at least like do Etali things on the last turn. But yeah.
Yeah, no. It just seemed like everything we tried to do, there was an answer in some way, shape, or form. Right? Yep. Even gambling felt really, really bad. So this is a lesson to all you wonderful Krark and KrarkShima players out there. I know you got to risk it for the biscuit, but sometimes it's not worth it.
Nope, definitely not. But I mean, kudos to Grixis Queen as well. That was like the first time I've ever seen like a non-turbo RogSi deck. For y'all wondering, it's more mid-range than turbo for their build.
Yeah, so in talking to Grix, she designed her list specifically to be able to pivot between the turbo and the mid-range game, because she found that in a lot of tournaments, it just worked to her benefit to be able to sometimes go for it and then sometimes just go for the mid-range. So yeah, definitely worth looking into more, I think.
Oh yeah. And if you did like the video, of course, hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and if it's your birthday, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
See ya.
Bye.